It should have been one of my proudest moments as a father, walking my sweet angel Natalie down the aisle on her wedding day. Instead, it was about to turn into a life-shattering nightmare.
Daddy! Oh my God, Daddy! Someone call an ambulance!
Doctor, did you say amputate?
Mrs. Walker, your husband has severe artery damage. There's hardly any blood flow to his legs.
My name is James Walker, and my uncontrollable blood sugar almost destroyed my life, my family, everything I held dear. Yet, to the amazement of my doctors, within a few short weeks, I was able to reset my blood sugar and restore my glucose to perfectly healthy levels. Without diet or exercise, without painful injections, and without the crushingly expensive medications that would have driven me into bankruptcy. I did it thanks to a completely safe, natural 30-second bedtime ritual, which I'm going to share with you in a moment. A ritual discovered in an ancient village in the mountains of Kashmir, where it was hidden from the rest of the world for centuries. This easy but shockingly powerful ritual was the key to reversing my high blood sugar and sending my type 2 diabetes into remission. And now, I'm feeling like I'm in my early 30s again, looking like my younger, thinner self. All because this ritual healed my broken metabolism and forced my body to rapidly shed 62 pounds. I thank God every day for giving me the second chance at life. Now, I believe He wants me to share these blessings and pay it forward. So, while my story is extremely personal and embarrassing at times, I believe it's my duty to share it with you. What I'm about to show you radically transformed not only my health, but also my marriage and family life. My wife Julie and I love each other more deeply than ever. I'm enjoying a closer relationship with my children now that we can enjoy our favorite activities again. I'm even keeping up with my rambunctious grandson. As hellish as my near-death experience was, it sent me on an unexpected journey that led to a breakthrough discovery about the real underlying root cause of high blood sugar, excess belly fat, unexplained weight gain, and all the debilitating problems that come with it. This discovery led me to the simple bedtime ritual that incinerated 62 pounds of ugly, health-destroying belly fat while finally balancing my blood sugar and reversing my type 2 diabetes. I was rescued from an imminent death sentence, and today, thousands of men and women around the world are using the same bedtime ritual to support healthy blood sugar and reclaim control over their lives. This means freedom. Freedom from the fear that one day, maybe sooner than you think, you'll become a burden on your loved ones. Freedom from lying awake at night, worrying about your next doctor's visit and the next set of test results. Freedom to move around without aches and pains or constantly feeling tired and out of breath. Freedom to enjoy your favorite foods without having to dread what you'll see when you step on the scale. It could even be the freedom to wear the clothes you want, like that dress you used to look great in, but it's been hidden away in the back of your closet until you can slim down. Or slipping into one of your favorite bathing suits again, and instead of covering up out of shame, you glow with confidence. Best of all, you'll be free to enjoy every day in radiant health, knowing your best days are still yet to come.
At my latest checkup, my doctor told me I was diabetes free. And I gotta tell you, that was a huge relief.
One of the biggest results for me, besides getting my blood sugar under control, is that my sugar cravings stopped, and so did my eating binges. It's like I don't even crave that stuff anymore.
I see such a flatter tummy. My husband actually just started using it as well, and he's already seeing results too.
I've already lost 10 pounds, and I feel so much younger. I feel great. It works.
Besides my blood sugar, I'm sleeping a lot better, and I'm feeling much more energy during the day. And when I get home, instead of crashing on the couch, I have lots of energy to run around with the kids and spend time with my wife. So far, I'm down about 20 pounds, and I feel like I'm finally in control.
So, if you're ready to end the misery of high blood sugar and all of the terrible health complications that it comes with, including type 2 diabetes and obesity, and you want to get on with living, then pay close attention because in the next 6 minutes, I'm going to share this simple bedtime ritual with you. You'll want to try it tonight because it activates a little-known collection of cells that are lying dormant inside of you right now. These cells are like sleeper agents, waiting on your command to awaken and attack the root cause of your problem. And let's be clear, this is about attacking and reversing the real root cause, which you've been lied to about until now. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, or whether you're 40, 55, 65, or 80 years of age. It doesn't matter if you've been trying to manage your condition for years, or if you recently found out you're up against the diabetes demon. This simple bedtime ritual will work for you. Until now, the only ones winning this fight have been big pharma companies. Today, diabetes treatment is a $50 billion a year industry, and the numbers are skyrocketing. Yet, once I share with you the actual root cause of the erratic blood sugar that no one is talking about, and show you this bedtime ritual, everything will finally become clear. You'll understand why you've struggled with your health and weight, and why the advice you've been getting isn't nearly enough. After watching this short presentation, not only will losing weight become as easy as flipping a switch, whether you want to burn off 10, 20, 50, or 80 pounds or more. In fact, regaining a single pound will seem utterly impossible no matter what you eat, because your body will turn everything, even bread, pasta, pizza, and ice cream, into high-octane rocket fuel. You'll see why your frustrating lack of results hasn't been your fault. There's a hidden reason why you've tried other solutions only to wind up disappointed and sometimes even worse off. Most importantly, you're about to discover how this bedtime ritual reactivates sleeper cells in your body that will stand up and fight for you. To normalize your blood sugar, reverse type 2 diabetes, and even wipe it out completely. And force your body to melt away stubborn extra pounds without you having to even think about it. This will be unlike anything you've ever seen or read about blood sugar, diabetes, or weight loss. Because we're not going to waste time on treating symptoms. We're going to target the real root cause, so that by the end of this presentation, you can reverse your issues naturally and permanently. And you'll do more than rid yourself of the diabetes demon and flatten your belly. You'll rewind your overall health, vitality, and zest for life back to when you were in your youthful prime. Your struggles have nothing to do with genetics or family history, and it's not about eating too much sugar or too many carbs. In fact, Americans have been eating less sugar and carbs over the past 15 years, yet during this period, the numbers of type 2 diabetes patients have exploded. Here in the US, it's predicted that half of the population will be diabetic in a few years. This is because we're bombarded with false information, misled by big pharma and corrupt elements of the medical industry who want to keep us hooked on high-priced medications for life. You've been set up to fail. The game has been rigged against you. Why else do you think it's so hard to slim down, control your blood sugar, and enjoy an active, pain-free lifestyle, even when you've been doing everything you're supposed to do? Well, that all ends today, so block out all distractions and listen closely. You're about to escape from the clutches of the diabetes demon, trigger the fat-burning furnace inside of you, and reclaim your freedom so you can get back to truly living again. Your breakthrough begins now. As I said earlier, my name is James Walker. I'm a 53-year-old high school science teacher and independent health researcher from Ocean City, Maryland. I'm not speaking to you today as some celebrity doctor or wellness guru. I'm an ordinary guy, a proud husband and father, and, as of recently, a grandpa. Yet, I have a shocking and extremely personal story to share with you. You see, a few years ago, high blood sugar crept into my life like a silent invader and began to slowly tear my world apart. After losing my mother to diabetes, you'd think I would have been more careful to avoid it. But I'd never had any health scares, no reasons to worry, not until I reached middle age. That's when my body started turning against me. My lifestyle hadn't changed, but suddenly I was gaining an alarming amount of weight and feeling slow, lethargic, and moody. Before, I ate what I wanted and my normal daily routine burned it off. But now, it was like my metabolism had blown a fuse. If I looked at a cheeseburger, I'd put on 5 pounds, especially around my waistline. With my growing belly came other problems: lower back pain, aching joints, high blood pressure. At night, I snored so loud, my wife said I sounded like a broken chainsaw, which is a big red flag that I'll tell you more about shortly. I'll share an easy, natural fix too. So, I'd become at least 70 pounds overweight. Simple daily activities left me exhausted. I couldn't make it up a flight of stairs without stopping to catch my breath. It was affecting my marriage too. I'd stopped being intimate with my wife, Julie. She was still the same beautiful woman I married, but I'd lost my desire and getting aroused was a struggle. Julie still had her needs. She would reach for me under the sheets, but I'd pretend to fall asleep or make up an excuse about needing to be up early. I told myself this was an all unavoidable part of getting older. Still, I did everything I could think of. I cut out alcohol and junk food. I tried different diets like low carb, keto, Atkins, and paleo. I took walks in the mornings. I gave Chinese acupuncture a try. I went to a nutritionist and loaded up on vitamins. I even saw a hypnotherapist. Yet, my weight kept ballooning as my energy levels sank. I learned how frustrating it feels to try everything and still feel like a prisoner trapped in your own body. Finally, Julie convinced me to see a doctor. He ran a bunch of tests and told me my blood sugar, also known as glucose, was high enough for me to be pre-diabetic. This means type 2 diabetes was just around the corner. I was put on several prescription medications, including metformin. The side effects were awful: nausea, heartburn, gas, constipation, and intense food cravings. I was starving for anything sugary and sweet. Yet, even if I ate like a rabbit, my blood sugar was still all over the place, and somehow I gained 16 pounds over the next couple of months. Even though I was always tired, it took me hours to fall asleep, and it was never deep, peaceful sleep. Some nights I'd dream I was dying of a heart attack and wake up gasping for air. Julie took me back to the doctor for more tests. My blood sugar was higher than ever. It was official. I had type 2 diabetes. Julie looked stunned. I was frightened and confused. I'd followed the doctor's orders. Julie made sure I never skipped my meds. How could I be getting worse? The doctor switched up my meds. Now the side effects included dizziness. Sometimes when I stood up, it hit me like a hammer. More than once, I nearly fell over in front of a classroom full of students. When that failed to control my blood sugar, daily insulin injections were next. As much as I hate needles, having to jab myself every day was nothing compared to the pain those bills caused us. I was paying $2,341 a month out of pocket. That's over $28,000 a year to treat symptoms, not fix the problem. I'll never forget lying on my living room couch like a beached whale, feeling completely hopeless. I could hear my family barbecuing in the backyard and splashing in the pool, but I was too tired and depressed to join them. I lay there staring at the TV like a zombie, seeing endless big pharma commercials, antidepressants, erection pills, diabetes drugs. Despite the happy faces in the commercials, I knew the harsh reality. None of those treatments are meant to cure you. They're designed to turn you into a hamster on a wheel. You depend on big pharma for your prescriptions every month, but never really get your health back. Then, after 3 years of hell, which now included numbness in my legs, alternating with jolts of burning pain, my whole world came crashing down on the day of my daughter's wedding. I spent the next 3 days in a diabetic coma. When I woke up, the doctors told me I had peripheral artery disease in my right leg due to my poor blood flow caused by diabetes. I was told if my condition didn't turn around soon, amputation might be necessary. I hated having my family see me in that bed, kept alive by beeping machines. The worried look in their eyes felt like a dagger twisting in my heart. I was supposed to be their rock, their protector, yet I'd ruined the biggest day of my daughter's life, and soon I'd be a one-legged diabetic stuck in a wheelchair. I'd be worse than helpless. I would be a burden on them. I asked to have a moment alone with my daughter. I choked back tears of shame as I tried to apologize to Natalie for letting her down. She stopped me, clutched my hand, and said, "Daddy, the only thing that matters is that you get better. As soon as you do, we'll have the wedding again and you will walk me down the aisle." I squeezed her hand and forced a smile, pretending like everything was going to be okay. But that night, as I lay alone in the dark, I have to admit I thought about ending it all. The only future I could imagine was shuttling between doctor's appointments for the rest of my days while gulping down pills that made me dizzy and nauseated and drained our finances. Julie would insist on being my caretaker. What kind of life would that be for her? She still had her health. It wouldn't be fair. Yet, that night while I slept, I had a dream about my mother. I remember being 12 years old, sitting at her bedside with my younger siblings as she battled end-stage kidney failure due to diabetes. Despite her excruciating pain, she told us there was no way she was leaving us because we still had too many memories to make. My mom never made it out of the hospital. She was gone at 44, but she fought until the bitter end, for our sake. When I thought of her courage, I suddenly snapped out of my pathetic self-pity. In the dark hospital room, I prayed to the good Lord for his strength and guidance. And I vowed to find a way to reclaim my health and get back to being the man my family needed. I'd had enough of feeling sick, tired, and helpless. When I was released from the hospital, I went straight into doing research. The standard explanation of erratic blood sugar levels, which leads to type 2 diabetes, is that your pancreas stops working properly. The pancreas is supposed to produce insulin, which tells your cells to absorb sugar from the foods you eat and turn it into energy your body can burn. When your pancreas slows down its insulin production, your body no longer gets the message that it's supposed to burn all that sugar. So it builds up in your bloodstream. Your blood sugar, or glucose, goes up and up. Once it crosses a certain level, you've now got type 2 diabetes. Now you're at risk for heart attacks, strokes, nerve damage, kidney disease, and even blindness. Or in my case, amputation due to artery damage and poor circulation in my legs. The standard info about diabetes wasn't going to help. Besides, I'd had a gut feeling that something else was behind my problems. Something that doctors didn't know about or weren't telling me. I had to dig deeper. I live a few hours from one of the top medical universities in the country, with a library that contains their studies and research. That's where I would look for answers. Little did I know how far down the rabbit hole this would take me. Julie wanted me resting at home, but I wasn't going to solve this by laying on my back. I had to convince her to let me spend the weekend doing research at the university. Julie reluctantly agreed, but insisted on driving me. She packed up my meds and a couple days worth of my tasteless diabetes meals, and off we went. Julie dropped me off at the university library and got a motel room nearby. I immediately went to work like a college kid cramming for my finals. I pored over scientific journals and the latest studies on blood sugar, diabetes, and obesity, and how they weave together like a deadly web. By midnight, the library was closing and I could barely keep my eyes open. A voice called out to me, "Did you find what you were looking for?" I looked over and saw a young librarian pushing a cart full of books. She had a friendly smile and I could use any help I could get, so I told her about my research. Her name was Susan. She was a second-year medical student working part-time at the library. "You need to check out Dr. Kumar's work," she said. "Who's that?" I asked. Dr. Kumar, she explained, was a visiting professor at the university and one of the world's foremost endocrinologists, a specialist in hormone-related conditions, including diabetes. Susan had taken a class with him. She said he was incredibly brilliant, but he'd been angry with the university ever since they refused to publish one of his studies. "Which study might that be?" I asked. Susan motioned for me to follow. I hobbled after her on my crutches, and she led me to the back of the library, to an unmarked door. She took a set of keys from her pocket and opened it. Inside was a storage room filled with dusty metal cabinets. She began opening them, revealing folders filled with more research papers and studies. "These are the ones that never see the light of day," she said, handing me one of the folders. Inside was a document with Dr. Kumar's name under the title, "Meta-analysis of pancreatic beta cell regeneration via naturally occurring compounds." Susan let me stay after the library closed so I could read the unusual secret study. What I discovered in those pages would put me on a path there was no turning back from. According to Dr. Kumar, type 2 diabetes isn't due to a problem in the pancreas. It's because of beta cells that live on the pancreas. Beta cells produce the insulin your body needs to convert sugar to energy. But when you've got high blood sugar, your body becomes less responsive to insulin. This causes your beta cells to work extra hard to increase insulin production. Eventually, this causes them to burn out and die. Without healthy beta cells, your body can barely produce insulin at all. With nothing to keep your blood sugar in check, your levels skyrocket. The result is type 2 diabetes. To make matters worse, your hunger cravings increase and your metabolism slows down to a turtle-like crawl. Have you ever felt the frustration of gaining weight no matter what you eat? And losing just a few pounds and keeping it off can feel like trying to push a boulder up a mountain? Now you know what I meant earlier when I said this isn't your fault. It's because your beta cells are dead or dying and can't do their job. Yet, Dr. Kumar believed beta cells could be brought back to life or regenerated. According to his theory, Dead beta cells in your body are waiting to be reactivated. They're like sleeper agents waiting for the command to rise up and get back to their mission. As for how to reactivate them, Dr. Kumar thought the answer might lie in natural plant-based compounds. He tested this by conducting his own study among type 2 diabetics and pre-diabetics. He instructed his subjects to eat and drink as they normally did, but each day they took a combination of nutrients and herbs, including an unusual bedtime brew that they drank before going to sleep. In nearly 94% of the test subjects, their blood sugar was balanced within 6 weeks, and they lost an average of 28.3 pounds without diet or exercise. I was eager to know the nutrients and herbs he'd given them, but for some reason, they'd been redacted from the document. I rushed over to Susan, who was sitting at the librarian's desk. "This is it," I said breathlessly, holding up the document. "This is the information I've been looking for. But why are the details redacted?" "For the same reason the university buried it in a backroom file cabinet instead of publishing it," she said. Susan typed the name of the study into her computer, then turned it around so I could see the words on the screen. "That's who funded the study," she said. "They're the largest corporate donor to this university. You can probably guess why they didn't want Dr. Kumar's findings going public. I don't want to say the name of this billion-dollar big pharma corporation and get their lawyers after me, so I'll just say this. You've probably heard of them, and I'm sure you've seen their TV commercials. Dr. Kumar's study was a direct threat to their profits. Fortunes in drug sales would be lost if the public knew of a completely safe, all-natural list of nutrients that can reverse high blood sugar along with obesity and its related problems. So the corporation ordered it buried, and the university kept receiving millions of dollars in grant money from them. The next day, I visited the lecture hall where Dr. Kumar was giving a talk. When he finished, I limped over to him on my crutches. I must have been a pitiful sight, dripping with sweat and out of breath. Dr. Kumar looked like he was ready to run a marathon. According to his university bio, he was 62, but he could have passed for a super fit 45. I told him I'd read his study and found it fascinating. I briefly ran down my struggles, including how the meds were making my life worse, and I was in danger of losing my leg. "I know you're busy, so I'll cut to the chase," I said. "The brew you wrote about in your study, is that something I could try?" The doctor must have felt sorry for me because he invited me to come with him to his office. We sat down and he told me the Hunzes deserve the credit, not me. He pushed a button on his laptop and a video began to play on the TV mounted on the wall. Suddenly, a majestic mountain range filled the screen. Then I saw what looked like members of some ancient tribe. These were the Hunzes, he explained. For centuries, some of their people have been living in the mountains of Kashmir. Legend had it that this group of Hunzes lived longer than anyone on Earth, with an average life expectancy of 100 years. They never get sick and are immune to most diseases, including cancer and diabetes. Others say that's all a myth. Well, Dr. Kumar decided to find out. He went to live with them for 6 months to learn if they possess secrets of health and longevity. In that time, he didn't come across a single Hunza man or woman suffering from cancer, diabetes, obesity, hypertension, or any other major medical condition. I was struck by how joyful they looked. Even the elders were so full of life, the opposite of people in the Western world, especially in the USA, where diabetes and obesity have become the new normal and prescription drugs are handed out like candy. Dr. Kumar compiled a list of herbs and plants that the Hunzes ate. He was especially curious about a brew they drank before going to sleep. He checked their blood sugar levels. He was shocked to find that all of them, men and women of all ages, woke up every day at the crack of dawn with perfectly balanced glucose levels. It didn't matter if they fasted or feasted the day before. It was as if while they slept, their blood sugar would reset. Dr. Kumar determined the key ingredient in the brew was Gymnema sylvestre, which comes from a rare leafy vine. The locals call it gumar, and it's been worshipped as a miracle food since the 12th century when it was written about in the Sushruta Samhita, one of the oldest known texts on medicine. Modern studies have shown gumar to possess powerful antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, antibiotic, antiviral, and even anti-cancer properties. You won't hear about it in Western medicine, but on the other side of the world, it's known as a natural remedy for heart disease, cardiovascular disease, asthma, diabetes, and obesity. Yet, gumar has another unique quality. And when I learned about it, my heart nearly jumped out of my chest with excitement. I also knew instantly why Big Pharma covered up Dr. Kumar's study. You see, on top of its other stupendous benefits, Grumar balances blood sugar naturally and even eliminates sugar cravings. In fact, the word Grumar translates to sugar destroyer. According to Dr. Kumar, when Grumar enters your system, it activates a 3-step triple action process. Step 1. Grumar triggers the regeneration of the beta cells on your pancreas. Your beta cells come back to life, forcing your body to produce insulin, which absorbs the sugar from your bloodstream and converts it into energy that your body burns as fuel. Step 2. Phytochemicals. One of the chemical compounds found in Grumar block your intestines from producing glucose. Imagine your body's glucose faucet is shut off while your beta cells keep generating more sugar-burning insulin. Step 3. To complete the triple action, gymnemic acids, another of the active compounds in Grumar, block the sugar receptors on your taste buds and in your intestines. Anything containing sugar becomes tasteless. This causes your cravings for sugary foods and beverages to disappear. So picture this. Your beta cells come back to life, causing your body to pump out sugar-destroying insulin. Glucose production is blocked, preventing blood sugar from rising. And your desire for anything sweet or sugary is turned off like a light switch. The triple action process restores healthy blood sugar levels and curbs your cravings at the same time. Instead of your body working against you, now it's working with you. Your metabolism shifts from fat storage mode to fat burning mode. Torching extra weight becomes your default setting, and much of this fat loss is going to happen while you sleep. Yet this was only the beginning of Dr. Kumar's breakthrough. He identified other plant-based compounds and nutrients in the Hunza's evening brew that amplified and accelerated its benefits. However, as he explained to me, the power of this formula wasn't only about the ingredients. I experimented with different dosages and tried adding a few elements, he said. When you combine the right super nutrients in precise amounts, a synergistic effect occurs. Too much of one ingredient or too little of another, and you won't trigger the optimal metabolic reaction. Dr. Kumar wrote it all on a piece of paper, folded it up, and handed it to me. He had to get to his next class. I thanked him, and as he headed towards the door, I said, "Doctor, it's a shame your work isn't getting the recognition it deserves. This could be helping millions of people." Dr. Kumar paused at the doorway and looked back at me. "I believe it still can," he said, "but now I leave it in your hands. You have my blessings to share this with those in need." I've done my part. Next week, when the semester ends, I'm retiring and moving my family back to India. And with that, he was gone. When Julie and I got home, I searched for the ingredients online. Some of them were impossible to find in the US. I'd need to order them from overseas. It cost me an arm and a leg, but a week later, I'd gathered the ingredients and was ready to follow the instructions Dr. Kumar had given me. This was no easy process. I had to grind the ingredients into powder, then measure them precisely, mix them, and drink the brew 1 hour before bed. The bitter taste almost made me gag, but I gulped it down. Then I laid down beside Julie and I fell into a deep sleep almost instantly. In the morning, she told me I hadn't snored for the first time in ages, and I was amazed at how refreshed, relaxed, and clear-headed I felt. I even jumped out of bed, grabbed my crutches, and took the dog for a walk. My body wanted to move. Julie couldn't believe it. What had gotten into me? I wasn't ready to tell her about Dr. Kumar's brew yet. After all the frustrations I'd been through, I'm sure you can understand I was skeptical that this would keep working. I took the brew every night, and a few days later, I used my test kit to check my glucose levels. I was shocked to see that they were the healthiest they've been in years, and there was no denying how much sharper and more energetic I felt. When I stepped on the scale, there was more good news. I was down 7 pounds. That's when I realized I hadn't been snacking during the day like I usually did, because I no longer had cravings. A week later, I was down 12 pounds. My aches and pains were disappearing, including the nerve pain in my legs. I could walk without crutches. I was waking up earlier than usual, full of energy and excited about the day ahead. It was like my body wanted to make up for lost time. I resumed my woodworking project in my garage that I'd abandoned years ago. On Sunday, I barbecued and swam with my family. And that evening in bed, Julie and I enjoyed some intimacy for the first time in what must have been 2 years. Afterwards, as we lay there together blissfully, I told her about Dr. Kumar and the brew. Even though she could see the changes in me, Julie had concern. She made me agree that, along with the brew, I would continue to take my meds. Over the next 30 days, The symptoms that had made my life a living hell kept fading away. My blood sugar was down almost 40 points. I was 33 pounds lighter. My trimmer waistline meant I could ditch my sweatpants and fit into my favorite jeans. I felt as if I'd found a time machine that took me back 20 years to before any of my blood sugar or weight problems. And speaking of time, I had much more of it each day to spend on the activities and the people that I loved. I needed less sleep to feel recharged. My energy levels no longer crashed in the afternoon. In fact, one of my favorite effects of the brew was how it helped me fall into a deep slumber almost immediately after I closed my eyes. No more restless tossing and turning, no waking up to pee. I slept straight through the night and woke up with no alarm needed. I even started teaching extra classes. I was excited about my job again, instead of dreading having to get up there in front of my students and worrying I might pass out. At my next checkup, my doctor had to check my results twice to make sure he was reading them correctly. "Your numbers show you've made quite a turnaround," he said. "It's amazing, actually. Your blood sugar is below the threshold for diabetes, so I'm going to take you off most of the meds and we'll see how it goes." I turned to my wife and kissed her like a soldier who'd come home from the war. We left the doctor's office walking on air. I was beaming with pride and an overwhelming sense of relief. Now there was a phone call I had to make to my daughter, Natalie. "It's time to reschedule that wedding," I told her. She knew about my doctor's appointment, so she understood what those words meant. For me, for our family, she let out a cry of joy. Yet, as Julie and I drove home, another thought kept crossing my mind. Surely God hadn't allowed me to make this breakthrough discovery just so I could keep it to myself. I knew too many people who were struggling with diabetes and trapped in overweight, deteriorating bodies. I also knew that even if they were leading relatively normal lives, they were ticking time bombs. It was only a matter of time before they landed in the hospital or worse. Then I thought of my mother, whom I'd lost to diabetes. How many men and women out there had a loved one who desperately needed this help? So I began to privately share my brew with some friends and family members who were diabetic or pre-diabetic. Some met the definition of obesity. Others were only carrying 10 or 15 extra pounds. I gave them each a couple of weeks worth of ingredients along with a set of instructions. It cost me quite a bit of money. Like I said, ordering from those overseas pharmacies wasn't cheap, but I felt truly blessed and I was paying it forward. They included my very overweight and diabetic 68-year-old Aunt Rose, my fellow teachers Tom, 46, and Diane, 51, who were pre-diabetic and in the danger zone, and my brother Dave and his wife Laurie, who'd given up trying to lose weight because they figured they were big-boned and born to be fat, but now their health was going downhill. I also shared the brew with my friend Carlos, a retired firefighter who looked to be in good shape at 71, but he'd been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes a year ago and couldn't get his blood sugar under control. All of them experienced astonishing results in the first 30 days. Aunt Rose lost nearly 25 pounds, lowered her blood sugar from 182 to 142, and was slowly getting around her house without using her walker. Her blood pressure and LDL cholesterol were down too. My brother lost 28 pounds. His wife Laurie dropped a couple of dress sizes and her doctor gave her the all clear, declaring her diabetes free. Carlos beat the diabetes demon too. I was thrilled when he texted me to say he was finally able to throw away his meds and testing kits. But back to my sister-in-law Laurie. She was so excited. She posted her before and after pics on Facebook and bragged about her new weight loss secret. When her friends asked her about it, she posted a link to my Facebook profile. And suddenly, I was waking up to dozens of friend requests from strangers. Laurie's post was getting shared all over social media, and more pleas for help kept pouring into my inbox. But helping all these people wasn't possible. Some of the ingredients were not only too expensive for some people, but sometimes they'd be out of stock for weeks. I'd also found that preparing the brew at the end of a long day and having to measure every milligram was a hassle many people didn't want to deal with. Sadly, this is why my brother gave up and regained the weight he lost, and then some. This got me to thinking, could there be a way to simplify this so the hassle and high cost would be removed? That's when it hit me like a lightning bolt. What if I could find a lab or some facility that could order the ingredients in bulk and put them in capsule form? It took me several months of contacting facilities across the USA to find out if they could source the ingredients and mix them in capsules at a reasonable cost and at the highest level of quality and purity. Finally, I was able to work out an arrangement with a first-rate FDA-approved US lab. Their in-house technicians suggested adding a few other natural ingredients, which our testing showed boosted the benefits and the quality to an even higher level. And this is why today, I'm able to proudly introduce you to GlucoTrust. Just 1 capsule per day before bedtime is the simple 10-second ritual that will set you free. GlucoTrust is the only all-natural super formula that supports healthy blood sugar levels and also reduces inflammation to soothe aches and pains, promotes healthy blood flow and circulation, targets nutritional deficiencies that cause neuropathy, nerve pain, rapidly reverses weight gain caused by type 2 diabetes and side effects from medications, eliminates sugar and junk food cravings, and supports deep, rejuvenating sleep. Now, because I believe in being fully transparent, I'd like to share some of the super nutrients in each capsule of GlucoTrust. First, you're already aware of the awesome triple action power of Gymnema sylvestre, aka Grumar, the sugar destroyer. When it comes to our war on diabetes and excess weight, you can't beat a nutrient from Mother Nature that restores healthy blood sugar levels while curbing your cravings at the same time. The type of Grumar used in our formula was difficult to source, but with the help of my lab, we were able to find a small organic farm that produces it in the most potent and natural form possible. Unlike other Grumar supplements that skimp on quality to keep costs down, we use the whole leaf to give you the plant's maximum benefits. Yet the mighty sugar destroyer is only the start. Next, we've got biotin, which gets its name from the Greek word biotos, which means life. A daily dose of this megavitamin helps your body to convert food into energy, manage blood sugar levels, and effectively metabolize carbs, fats, and proteins. The biotin you get in every GlucoTrust capsule also promotes healthy hair and skin while supporting your liver, eyesight, and nervous system. The effects of biotin become magnified when it's combined with chromium, another of our super nutrients. According to a study by Harvard Medical School, chromium safely lowers blood sugar levels and improves insulin sensitivity. When your body lacks chromium, which is likely your situation right now, your ability to lose weight is held back from a cellular level. The right amount of chromium, as found in every serving of GlucoTrust, helps to unleash your metabolism and kick it into high gear. Your body stops storing fat and starts melting it away like a block of ice under the hot sun. Manganese is another vital nutrient that stimulates insulin production, which turns your blood sugar into energy it can burn. Manganese also improves bone strength and promotes healthy brain and nervous system function. Licorice root is one of the world's oldest herbal remedies, used for thousands of years in traditional Chinese, Middle Eastern, and Greek medicines. The first known use of licorice root was in ancient Egypt, where the pharaohs would drink it in health-boosting elixirs. Licorice root supports liver health and protects against fatty liver disease, which strikes at least half of the people with type 2 diabetes. It's also an effective weight loss aid, helping to control your appetite while being rich in flavonoids which reduce body fat and prevent obesity. Cinnamon, known for thousands of years as the king of spices, has been shown to enhance beta cell function and lower insulin resistance. This makes it one of our best natural weapons against the diabetes demon. It also promotes healthy blood pressure, assists with digestion, and has powerful antiviral, antibacterial, and anti-inflammatory properties. Before finalizing the GlucoTrust formula, we also added zinc, which Stanford University researchers say can assist with beta cell regeneration while stimulating insulin production in the pancreas. And you'll also enjoy the benefits of juniper berries, which lower blood sugar levels while reducing inflammation and helping to fight off dangerous bacteria and viruses. Juniper berries were buried in the tombs of the ancient pharaohs and used to help the performance of athletes in the Roman Olympics. Their potent healing powers come from antioxidants that cleanse the body of toxins and supercharge the immune system. Juniper is also a natural stress reliever, used by natural medicine practitioners to relax and calm the mind and body. As you can see, this all-star team of ingredients would be more than enough to make GlucoTrust the best supplement of its kind on the market. But there's even more in each capsule. GlucoTrust contains several all-natural sleep-enhancing ingredients. When you sleep, your body goes into repair mode. This is especially important when your body is under stress from erratic blood sugar and carrying extra weight. Yet, the number of hours you sleep means nothing compared to the amount of deep sleep you get. In fact, the health and performance of your immune system, heart, brain, and especially your metabolism hinges on one specific phase of deep sleep, which these ingredients promote. During deep sleep, your body is able to balance critically important hormones such as cortisol, your belly fat storing hormone. A lack of deep sleep dramatically elevates cortisol. This means the food you eat, whether it's healthy or not, gets turned into the most dangerous form of fat, visceral fat. This is the fat inside of you that wraps around your abdominal organs. On the other hand, getting deep sleep keeps your cortisol in check while boosting leptin, your hunger-controlling hormone. According to the National Library of Medicine, when leptin levels are low, as yours almost certainly are right now, your brain thinks you're starving. You wake up hungry and feel hungry throughout the day because your brain is pushing you to eat more. But during deep sleep, your leptin levels go up. This sends a signal to your brain that you've got enough fat stored and no more is needed. This suppresses your appetite, making losing weight that much easier. Now, you can see why GlucoTrust contains these sleep-enhancing ingredients as well. In fact, one of the first signs that GlucoTrust is doing its job is that your quality of sleep should improve from day one. And to truly put this formula in a class of its own, each capsule contains a proprietary blend of 15 herbs that regulate your body's natural hormonal balance and allow this whole biochemical process to run smoothly. I'm sure at this point you're eager to get your hands on this and begin your own life-changing transformation. And you'll be smart to take action now, because this opportunity won't last. Not just because of Big Pharma, which might try to shut us down at any time, but also due to the availability of the ingredients. We purchased bulk amounts for this batch of GlucoTrust, but we weren't expecting the number of orders that have been flooding in. Primal, the legendary sugar destroyer, is always in high demand and short supply, and we only use it in its purest and most bioavailable form, meaning the body absorbs it easily and rapidly, not like other subpar supplements you may have tried in the past. And the 15 herb proprietary blend, which you'll need in order to get the full metabolic benefits, includes several hard-to-source nutrients that can run out of stock without warning. For these reasons and others, you've got an opportunity today that you don't want to pass up. So, now you may be wondering about the cost. First, let me ask you, what will it cost you to not grab this opportunity? We've got to face some cold hard facts. The average diabetic spends nearly $300,000 on treatment in their lifetime. That's a whole retirement fund, up in smoke, just to keep a Band-Aid on the problem. Or, putting long-term costs aside, what if you do this the hard way and try to make your own brew? A 30-day supply of ingredients, enough to mix a month's worth, will cost you around $397. So, $397 would be a fair price for one bottle, especially since the capsules give you the complete set of ingredients and take away all of the hassle. But with today's special introductory promotion, you won't pay even a third of that amount. For 6 bottles, we could easily charge $1,000 and that'd still be big savings. But you can forget about paying anything close to that. A 6-month supply of GlucoTrust won't cost you $1,000, not $500, not even $300. Take a look below. I have a feeling you're going to be pleasantly surprised, maybe astonished, when you see the extremely generous discounts we've worked out for you today. I'm often asked why we aren't charging more. Usually, I'll say I refuse to let price stand between you and the health and freedom you deserve. And that's all true. But there's another answer. Quite frankly, I'd rather see you save money than hand it over to the greedy pharmaceutical companies. With today's discounts, it's easy to see what a bargain you're getting. Yet, it's hard to put a price tag on GlucoTrust when you consider how many customers have told us they're enjoying energy levels they haven't felt since their 30s. Along with the best glucose readings they've had in years, slimmer bodies, soaring confidence, and even happier relationships. Right now, we're offering GlucoTrust at the lowest prices we can manage, because we know that the more men and women we can help, the more people they're going to tell about it. However, I must stress, now that this presentation is going viral, supplies of GlucoTrust are running low and we can't say when another batch will be available. This is why we recommend you order your ready-made supply of capsules now and take full advantage of today's generous discount prices. Here's what some of our satisfied customers are saying.
Quick update on how I'm doing with GlucoTrust. This definitely seems to be having a positive effect on my blood sugar. I started seeing results after about a week, and my readings have come down between 80 and 90 points, which is crazy, right? I know that losing more weight and keeping it off is not going to be a problem.
Hey James, Bob here. You know, GlucoTrust has been a real game changer for me. Before I started taking it, my blood glucose was through the roof, and my weight had really gotten out of control. It got to a point where the fat around my belly was causing me severe back pain, and I found it too painful even to exercise. Now I'm back to living an active lifestyle, and for me that means a lot of golf, hiking, and coaching my son's football team.
I'm very happy with my results. I've already dropped 2 dress sizes, and it's much quicker and easier than I expected.
We suggest choosing at least 3 bottles of GlucoTrust. Looking at our order history, our happiest and most satisfied customers choose the 6-month, 6-bottle option. They claim the biggest possible discount, which you may never see again after today. And the 6-bottle solution was what they needed to experience the maximum benefits. It takes our manufacturing facility up to 3 months to source and produce just a single batch of GlucoTrust. So, logically, these bottles should cost much more, but we're not Big Pharma, and we don't answer to investors or shareholders. We've set our prices as low as humanly possible because we want to get GlucoTrust in the hands of anyone who needs it, especially during this introductory period, since we're looking to collect positive reviews and have our delighted customers share the results on social media. At these prices, we're barely breaking even. Sourcing these exotic ingredients and manufacturing these capsules using state-of-the-art production and quality control methods is expensive. Then you have to factor in our 24-hour customer support and the fact that we're offering free shipping. That's right, for a limited time, we're covering your shipping cost when you order a 3 or 6 bottle package. Make your money-saving selection below, and we'll rush your order to you right away. Our warehouse team is standing by. You can place your order with confidence because now you know how the ingredients in GlucoTrust work, as well as the science-backed benefits you can look forward to. You understand the triple action process and how the activation ingredient, known as the sugar destroyer, is just one of the many super nutrients in every capsule. You know what you're getting. You also know a bargain when you see one. And there's no question, this is the deal of the year. But just in case you're still on the fence, I'm going to remove all of the risk from you and put it all on me. When you order any amount of GlucoTrust today, 1 bottle, 3 bottles, or 6, you're covered by a 100% money-back guarantee good for 180 days. That's 6 full months. And this guarantee is no questions asked. This means that if you decide to request a refund, you don't need to explain why. It doesn't even matter if you never get around to trying it. Your payment is simply returned to you. So in a sense, it isn't a payment at all. It's more like a refundable deposit. And there are no sneaky hidden charges or monthly subscription fees. I can tell you that my marketing team wanted to limit the refund window to 30 days, out of concern that people might abuse this incredibly generous policy. But, as you know, I'm not some greedy Big Pharma CEO. I'm here to pay it forward, and I've got complete confidence that you'll be more than happy with your results. So, while you're welcome to claim a refund at any time over the next 180 days, based on the rave reviews GlucoTrust is getting, and all the success stories arriving in my inbox every day, I believe you're going to want to send us an email to say thanks.
I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes and hypertension 7 years ago, and I was on all sorts of different diets and medications. One of those medications actually caused me to gain weight, which was the last thing I needed. Then I came across GlucoTrust. I ordered some, and today I am happy to report that my glucose levels are finally normal. And so is my blood pressure. I was able to get off most of my medications, which saves me a lot of money too. And I've almost lost 50 pounds.
For many GlucoTrust users, reversing high blood sugar and fast, stress-free weight loss are just the beginning of the benefits. Men and women of all different ages, sizes, and backgrounds are feeling great about their results. And with GlucoTrust, the benefits go far beyond what it can do for your blood sugar and weight loss goals. All you need to do is click on the package you prefer and enter your details on the next page. The moment you place your order, our warehouse will pack it up and mail it out to you fast, so it's in your hands within a few days. In case you're still deciding which package is right for you, We recommend you grab the 3 or 6 bottle package since this may be your only chance to stock up. And customer feedback shows most men and women really start to experience dramatic breakthroughs around the 60-day mark. At 90 days, they look and feel like new people.
I can wear outfits of mine I couldn't fit into for years. I also love how I fall asleep faster and I don't wake up in the middle of the night anymore. Every morning I feel rested and ready to go. Even my skin is better.
It's only 1 capsule a day, and it helps me manage my weight and stay healthy because each capsule contains so many nutrients that help me in so many different ways. I feel like I got my life back. My family says I'm like a new person, and I just wanted to say thank you so much, James, and thanks to everyone over at GlucoTrust.
Bodies that were flabby and riddled with cellulite have become lean and firm. Aging, wrinkled faces now seem years, even decades younger. Their skin and hair shines with a youthful, radiant glow. Their outer appearance becomes a reflection of their radiant inner health. Imagine the feeling of accomplishment you'll have at 90 days. Think of the compliments you'll get, or even jealous looks. Picture yourself stepping out of the shower, glancing at the mirror, and you can't help but break out into a smile because you absolutely love what you see. The way you felt before, like a prisoner trapped in your own broken down body, is a distant memory. And best of all, none of this has been hard or complicated. In fact, it's been simple and stress-free because your body is working for you instead of against you. Your cravings are gone. Your beta cells are fighting nonstop to burn off sugar that once clogged up your bloodstream and kept you heavy and sluggish. You've got the fast-acting metabolism of a younger person in their prime. These are just some of the results you can look forward to after 60 or 90 days of using GlucoTrust. And remember, when you choose one of the multi-bottle packages, your shipping is free. Now at this point, I don't think you need any more convincing. You know an amazing opportunity when it's in front of you. But because you've come this far, I want to sweeten this deal even more. By ordering a 60 or 90-day supply of GlucoTrust today, you'll also receive a special bonus package worth over $250. These are digital bonuses you can start using in just moments. They'll help you get started on the right track and even accelerate the results you get with GlucoTrust. Bonus number 1 is 100 great tasting, fat-burning green smoothie recipes. Here, you'll discover how to whip up mouth-watering, nutrition-packed smoothies that supercharge your health. You get a whopping 100 smoothie recipes using ingredients you can find at your local grocery store. Refresh your mind and body while enjoying faster fat loss, smoother skin, clearer thinking, and enhanced energy. Bonus number 2, the ultimate guide to superfoods. Processed foods lead to toxic buildup and weight gain, while superfoods support your body in every way imaginable. This report reveals common foods and snacks you've been walking past at the grocery store because you were unaware of their miraculous health benefits. You'll want to add a few of these to your shopping cart from now on because they're so loaded with nutrients that you'll feel full after eating them. Yet, they stimulate your body to burn calories and fat. And bonus number 3 is the 3-day liver cleanse breakthrough. Your liver acts as a filter which absorbs and processes the foods you take in. If you've never done a liver cleanse, you've got decades of toxic buildup in this organ, and it's been wrecking your energy, mood, and efforts to lose weight without you even knowing it. Yet, in just 3 days, you can safely and naturally cleanse your liver. This will strengthen your immune system, drop your stress levels, erase aches and pains, and irritating skin conditions, and allow your body to absorb and utilize GlucoTrust faster and more effectively. So now it's time to choose your money-saving package and complete your order. While our warehouse packs up your bottles, we'll give you a link to a private page on this website where you can view or download your digital bonuses onto your smartphone, tablet, or computer. You can also print the bonuses out if you wish. Your payment details and personal info will be kept totally confidential. Our order page is protected by the latest encryption technology, and to further protect your privacy, nothing about GlucoTrust will appear on your credit card or bank statement. The only thing that will show up will be a charge from ClickBank, which is the secure payment processor we use. ClickBank processes over 100,000 secure transactions daily. If taking GlucoTrust for a test drive doesn't turn out to be the smartest decision you've ever made, or you change your mind for any reason, email us at any time over the next 180 days and your deposit will be refunded to you. Our friendly customer support team is always here to help. There's zero risk on your part. The only risk you possibly face is the regret of missing this opportunity. Select your money-saving package below, and on the next page, you'll submit your details and refundable deposit. It takes just seconds. But you need to act now, because if you exit this page without claiming your supply, you might be saying goodbye to it forever. Just a few days from now, you'll take your first capsule before you lie down for the best sleep you've had in years. By morning, you'll be feeling the results. Your cravings will be gone. You'll have a full tank of energy throughout the day. You'll think more clearly, and your mood will brighten. At the same time, your body is automatically and effortlessly melting off unhealthy fat quickly, safely, and naturally. And you're reversing your high blood sugar and protecting yourself against its health-wrecking complications. You decide how many pounds you want to lose forever. Just let the triple action process do its job. Right now, you've got a decision to make. You're standing at a fork in the road and you're looking at 3 paths ahead. Path number 1 is the same one you're on now. Nothing really changes. You continue to feel frustrated, stressed out, and worried about your situation. Your loved ones worry about you too. And you know it's unfair to put them through this. Deep down, you know this path won't make things any better. They can only get worse. You wake up in the middle of the night in a panic. You're worried about the tingling in your hands or the pain in your legs, thinking, is it diabetic neuropathy? This terrible complication affects 50% of people with diabetes. Are you headed for an amputation? Maybe it's your worsening eyesight that terrifies you, or the possibility of a sudden deadly heart attack. Some people would prefer that over a stroke that does irreversible damage and leaves you in need of round-the-clock care for the rest of your life. This path means living in constant anxiety. You dread the thought of gaining another pound, so you punish yourself with boring, tasteless meals. Maybe you motivate yourself to exercise and push through the aches and pains, but even if you've got self-discipline, what's the point when your body is working against you? Meanwhile, all the joy is being drained out of your life. Your low energy restricts you from simple activities like going on walks or having fun with your kids or grandchildren. Then there's path number 2. You can take what you've learned in this presentation and wing it. Order some of the ingredients we talked about. See if they make a difference. But you've been down this path before. You've tried different pills and supplements. Did they give you any real lasting results? We both know the answer. If they had, you wouldn't still be here with me. Because you've watched this far, you know GlucoTrust is not like anything you've ever seen, read about, or tried. You understand the unique biochemical process that GlucoTrust activates in the body. You know about the triple action process and how it gives you the best of both worlds. By powering up your beta cells so they destroy unhealthy blood sugar while shutting off cravings that have made losing weight so much harder than it needs to be. Today, you have the power to change everything with one click. All you need to do is select your money-saving package below, and by doing so, you're taking the most important step of your life, the step that puts you on path number 3. This is the path that gives you a chance at life again, a chance at happiness and freedom, a chance to wake up every day feeling strong, energetic, and reassured that your future is in safe hands, knowing you're going to be there for the people you care about for years and decades to come, instead of forcing them to watch your health fall apart, until the day comes when you're a helpless shell of your former self, and they have to put their lives on hold to take care of you. It's the path to feeling confident again. Visits to the doctor no longer cause you stress because you know your numbers will be just fine. It's your path to feeling a wave of relief wash over you as you throw your glucometer and test strips into the trash and go out with your friends or family to celebrate at your favorite restaurant. And you'll eat what you want as long as you take your GlucoTrust and let the diabetes and fat-reversing super nutrients do their job. This is what you want for you and your family. I know it's what your heart is telling. Thousands of men and women of all sizes, shapes, and walks of life have enjoyed their own transformations thanks to GlucoTrust. Now, it's your turn. Click on your preferred discount package, fill in your details on the next page, and begin your journey towards a bright future of health, happiness, and freedom. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today, and I look forward to hearing about your success with GlucoTrust.